Hello and welcome back to another Demis Hellen tutorial. We are going to be working in Valhalla Supermassive in this video again today, and what we're going to do is inspect some of the properties and the things that come out by automating certain features of Valhalla Supermassive. So you can see here that we've already got Pulse Synth preset loaded, and this is out of the SFX section, and I think it's out of Pulsars, and there it is, Pulse Synth, set to 8th. I think it comes out as dotted. I've changed it to 8ths there, and we've just custom set the warp, and I've turned off the mod as well. Okay, so let's have a listen to what this sample sounds like. Let's just loop this section so you can hear what it sounds like, and then I'll turn Valhalla on in midway. Okay, you can hear Valhalla Supermassive is doing its job, sounding really good. And by the way, it is free, this, so you can go and download it. I'll put the link in the description for you, even though it is right here. So let's have a look at automating a couple of features. We're going to look at mix and delay warp. These two have already been set up here. Let's just have a mess around and see what weird effects we can create. Okay, you can see that just by moving the warp, the delay, the mix, they all give you that weird, wacky pitch bending effect. Now we can use this in a controlled way to create a build. Okay, let's get back to the start of here, and we've got mix and delay warp there. So first I'm going to fade in this mix. Now I want it around 25-ish% because that's where it's about now. Well, it's moved now, and we're just going to automate that up to that point, and then we're going to drop that back down to 25-ish again. Okay, so let's just listen to how that sounds. Very straightforward. You can see that increasing the mix is just increasing the more washed over effect of Valhalla. Now we're going to add some delay warp in there. Another thing to note as well, you can hear that these two parts are working together nicely, but this melody up here becomes more prominent as this starts to smooth out with the mix increase. Okay, so let's look at delay warp, and we're going to zoom in a little bit on here. Going to have it go up to full, and then we're going to have it drop back down to about 50-ish%. Smack bang on 50 there. Is that on 50 as well? I think it is. Near enough. And we're just going to automate slowly there, and then from this point here, it's going to start bombing it up. I'm just going to hit J to turn on quantize so we get a nice snap to the bar there. Okay, so now let's listen to the warp and the mix moving together. So you can hear there, we've created a false riser. We've done nothing there, but the pitch is starting to bend as we move this delay warp upwards. So very basic settings. We're not going to go crazy and make this absolutely perfect. It's just a demonstration of what we can do with this. So we can increase the density and the feedback as well. The width, we can narrow the width down so it sounds like the track's being sucked in, and then burst it back out to full width. So let's also automate that. So let's jump into another lane of automation. Go back to the inserts Valhalla, and what we're looking for here is width. And we'll narrow this in as it goes. So just ever so gently at the beginning. And then to this point, we'll have it narrow just above 50 actually. We'll go for about 70-ish. And then have it widen back up. Okay, so it's a little bit drastic. It's not to my taste. So we could have that slightly like that, and then it just bends out of focus a little bit towards the mono side of the width, and then it opens back up. So we need to work on the end part there, but as this is a demonstration, there's nothing actually leading after that at this moment in time. It will be built into this track that I've started to build here, but this is just for the demonstration. So you can see we've automated mix, warp, and now the width. Can we play with anything else? Yes, it's absolutely and entirely up to you. You can start messing around with the delay if you want. You can set it to milliseconds, so you've got full control over the delay in a smooth transition. So I'll show you that now, actually. If we look here, as this is building, so you can hear there, if we could control the delay going down, you could kind of get that sort of whisk noise where it's just going just similar to what you do with an LFO. But we're going to set that back to notes and eighths. And there we are. That's just washing out the acid line using Valhalla Supermassive. We can create all sorts of things, and the main thing that I will be creating with this is experimenting with atmospheres. Now you can do this with sustained synth notes, and even just using this same pattern here and just wash it out so it's totally just surreal and everything's just floating around. That's perfect for an atmosphere, depending on the timbre that you're wanting in there, of course. But you can add vocal in there, you can add percussion in there, you can add other effects and put this on top of there. So many things that you can do, but this is going to be one of the perfect ones. This sits side by side with Realm by Native Instruments. That is currently my favourite reverb, but Valhalla sits right next to that in terms of sound design. So if you want to see some more sound design with Valhalla Supermassive, let me know down in the comments. If you want to see some atmospheres being created and things like that, let me know. If you know of any other reverbs as well, let people know in the comments, and then that gives somewhere for everybody to look and see and find and discover other plugins as well. Also, hit the like button, that shares it with like-minded producers. Let's get learning together. And finally, hit subscribe. 3 videos per week on various music production and trance topics. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.